The song inside me, the one no one ever heard. When did it begin? It only circled behind the clouds. I believe there must be a door quietly open somewhere, but the dreams I couldn't bear to speak made me deny myself from within. I wanted to break through the clouds. I didn't want to keep living as if in hiding. I wanted the song to become me, and me to become the song, to float through the blue sky. Even if I staggered, I still longed to become a soft light beneath the clear sky. Those times that laughed at me, they were my own shadows. But to have a shadow is to know there's light. I held on to the memories, and instead of giving up, I embraced the song. Even on abandoned paths, I believed harmonies would bloom. Though my voice was often buried in the world's noise, a piece of sky between the clouds always shimmered quietly inside me. I wanted to break through the clouds. I wanted to build a path of song over all the places I had fallen. Now I know this road I've walked, in the end, was always a path that would shine through song. Because I staggered, the echo grew stronger. And because that echo lived, so do I, still singing. Even if it ends as an empty voice lost in the dark. This is my beginning. Am I forever? This is my forever. And my beginning.
Sitting by the shaded window, I stare at the parts of me that light never touches. In this place, no one seeks. I quietly call out to myself. The wind outside knows where to go, but I don't. Only in this silence good, but there I discovered stillness is the door to hearing myself. From beneath the shade, I'm slowly coming alive, not with light, but with warmth. I bloom what was once a silent cry, now flows gently as song. I reached out to the dark and it met me with a quiet, and maybe the shadow itself was another form of light. And here by this window I begin again, living as myself.
I don't reach out to anyone, or maybe no one reaches out to me. My shadow has always been there, quietly calling my name behind me. Silence is my friend, talkative, awkward, and often too loud. But when I'm alone, it's the only one I trust to stay. My shadow, the one no one ever knew, raised me in the dark and guarded me beneath the shade. The world may never see me, but it always has. I throw words at empty walls, and still I remain. Even in this hollow space, I call, I listen, I answer. I once feared being forgotten, but I've made peace. A shadow exists only when there's still a light. Maybe I am, however faint, a bit of that light. The shadow they never knew still holds pieces of me. I live with it and slowly rebuild myself somewhere between the dark and the dawn. Who I am now is held quietly in that shadow, and because it held me, I am a little less alone. The truth is, that shadow was me all along, and now I finally see it. the clouds. Everyone said the path was hidden there, among words falling like rain. My heart kept soaking in silence. It was brighter than light, but louder than silence. In the laughter of colliding shoulders, I became increasingly transparent. I didn't know where the road led, but I knew it wasn't mine. A world that demanded proof in thunder. I turned back. A calm beyond the clouds called to me. Someone once told me all roads are meant to be walked together, but I've come to understand some roads must be taken alone, and that too is a truth. I return to where I started, a place with no blame, no applause, only my breath speaking clearly inside me. Inside the clouds I remember a road does not exist until I walk it, and so I return to the quiet that belongs to me. I walked, I paused, I turned around, and now I walk again on my own path, this time unwavering. I wandered for a long time, searching for myself in the fog. Perhaps it was to forget you, so I kept you hidden deep within me. The day your face faintly reappeared, I turned away, too worn out to face the warmth in your eyes. Beyond the mist, your face appeared, as if it were the first time. No words, no reasons, just you quietly looking at me, and I, afraid, closed my eyes. Love at times hurts more for the one who hides than for the one who waits. Only then did I understand, back then I was you. Will I see you again? No, can I truly face you? That moist, forgiving smile, could it still forgive me? The mist has lifted, and you stood there unchanged, as if you'd always been waiting. And I recognized you again. The face I searched for in silence shone from deep within me, like light quietly spreading. Love, I learned, was a silent face, not a word. There must have been times when moonlight wandered freely, greeting rivers and fields with a soft silvery laughter. It must have once sat beside someone, watching dinner steam rise, glad to be reflected on someone's warm ordinary evening. But now the moonlight holds back as if weighed down by memories it cannot shine through. From behind the clouds it watches wordless, afraid to reach the windows where it used to rest so easily. The moonlight still holds back its words, not from pride but from a quiet ache. Perhaps it too remembers joy so tender it can't be spoken, so it watches instead, its silence more intimate than any greeting. Sometimes I feel its gaze on me, as if to say, I still see you, but it says nothing, not because it doesn't care, but because caring has become a kind of silence. Tonight the moon is hidden again, but I know it's there, like the way your name remains in my chest, unspoken but glowing. The moonlight still says nothing, but I no longer need the words. I sit in this hush and remember you, as if the silence between us was always part of the song. One day maybe the moon will speak again, not in words but in light that spills quietly into someone's loneliness. Until then I'll listen to its silence. It has always known how to
At some point, it vanished. The wind that sounded like your voice, it brushed past my cheek, left a whisper and moved on, like a scent from that afternoon that refuses to fade. Where are you now? Even your quietest traces have become only memory. I repeat your name until I stop staring at the clouds outside the window, beneath the sky that says nothing. Where did the wind go? The road you used to drift down remains just the same, and I'm still here waiting for another season to carry you back to me. You left without a word, but even in that silence I heard it, the faint breath of the wind whispering your name. Though time moves on, the outline of that day still trembles at my window. It feels like a dream only I have, but I still believe one day that dream will drift back to me. Where did the wind go? Like the look in your eyes back then, warm and quietly kind. That moment still lives in me today, lost in longing. I quietly open the window again. The wind, it's always something that leaves, but also something that returns. So here I sit by this quiet window, waiting for you to return, just as I always have and will always. The alley I walked yesterday, I pause at a familiar shadow. Regrets of that day, the silence etched at every corner. Words unsaid, expressions missed. All those moments look back at me, but I am no longer the same. Having passed through that day, I stand here now, passing by yesterday's me. I learn what it means to live now, over fond memories I gently step into today. It's okay to waver, that's the path I walked. Maybe even then I was trying my best in clumsy past self remained. I choose not to turn away, but to gently embrace him. Passing by yesterday's me, I speak to myself, it's okay, that time was you too, and that I look with a little warmth beyond the shadows of yesterday. I embrace who I am today, and now I no longer fear the past, because every road had opened toward me, and I chose to walk them. I sat by the window and stayed for a long while. The breeze passed, tree branches swayed, sunlight slid indifferently across the wall. Not even knowing what I was waiting for, my thoughts wandered further, words that made no sense were spoken first by the heart. The part of me wanting to drift away, and the part of me choosing to stay here. They simply looked at each other and said nothing. And so the thoughts lingered longer, a single name that had rested on that windowsill in that moment, quietly brushed through my heart. A thought that lingered by the window, perhaps it was you. Your silent gaze without a word was the beginning of every day. I remember I may have wavered, but I never collapsed within that quiet silence. You were still there. People pass by and the view outside the window shifted, but the heart seated in that spot remained the same. A single point called, you rose to the surface. before your name. I quietly, wordlessly linger on. Time flowed without a word, and I was within it. Even without doing anything, everything kept passing by. The air soaking in, the falling sound of rain. One emotion melted quietly and gently touched me. I hadn't come too far, nor did I know where I was going. But in this very moment, it felt okay to stop. Like the blurred view beyond the window, I watched my hazy self, and somehow that haze felt warm. Time slowly soaks like quiet rain, drenching the heart without a word. And in that rain, I begin to accept myself slowly. And somehow, this version of me felt okay. Thoughts stood still, and my body moved slower. In that slowness, for the first time, I gently held myself. To others, this may be a vanishing moment, but for me, it becomes etched, a lingering trace that stays. This quiet soaking becomes a part of me. Time slowly soaks, and I dissolve into it. Not in the past or the future, but only here. I let myself be drenched, and that alone feels enough. Time soaking quietly, no words, no comfort. Like rain, like breath, gently holds me. I am soaked, but I do not fall. Shuttered shops, a hushed road, only unfamiliar footsteps remain on the street we once walked. But beneath the street lamp, a single shadow halts me and brings your face to mind. When we walked here, the night never felt so dark. Moments our fingers brushed street still breathes in silence. Since the day we parted, we've never crossed here again. But somehow time still flows in this space, as if waiting for us to return.
Where are you now? Beneath that same night sky, have you ever thought of me too?
A feeling that mirrors my own seems to circle this street, as if our hearts still wait for each other here. This street still holds the night we once shared. Under the night sky, I walk this path again. Though you're not beside me, the memory of you has never faded. Even without moonlight, the night remembers us and carries us gently. This street still holds our words, a space slowly steeped in our time. Someday, when the sky clears, I'd like to walk it again, right here on our street.
Said nothing at all. You simply sat beside me in the silence where only heavy breaths passed. Your hand touched mine for no reason at all. It wasn't sympathy, nor was it pity. It was just a quiet warmth that told me I wasn't alone. Since that day, I began to believe in warmth, a touch deeper than words, that silent reach of yours. The warmth you handed me without words, you sensed my tears before they even fell. It was my heart that understood yours before our lips ever spoke, and I still remember that night. People say you have to speak to be understood, but I know better now. True hearts can be felt in silence, like you did that day. That warmth still lives in me. Whenever I want to hold someone's hand, I remember you. And that night, the warmth you gave me, it became the beginning of who I am now.
heartless gift still fills this night with gentle light. Now I want to offer that same warmth to someone else, because I learned from you that even without words we can still reach one another.
A scene I thought I'd forgotten suddenly stirs the air of now. A familiar scent, a known voice, time has passed, but the feeling remains untouched. When I close my eyes, the light of that day seeps in again. Drawer inside my chest opens. Words I fear to retrieve, once hidden away. Now I wonder if I can pull them out calmly. An old memory brought back again. Your smile within it still shakes something in my heart. The reason I couldn't forget no longer matters. The reason I don't have to grows bigger than before. I couldn't face those memories I avoided, layered with words from countless days since. But beneath it all, the original truth was still breathing quietly. A memory is not an end, but a doorway to another beginning. Every emotion I passed through has brought me here and made me sing again. An old memory brought back again. Within it, I found myself, and in it remained a heart that hadn't yet been sung. Only now can I finally give it voice through song. A memory is not darkness, but the path through which we see it. Out of that shadow I now walk, and I am singing my own song.
For a long time I stood still. No name, no memory could knock on my heart. Each night in the low haze of silence, even I had been forgotten. But then one day a small song seeped in.
wasn't a famous song, nor a dazzling melody, like someone's quiet whisper. It gently brushed through me, and in that moment something began to tremble. The warmth I had forgotten inside me slowly opened its eyes. That song reminded me of myself, of the dreams I once held, of the road I was walking. That song shook me awake, offering a small reason to begin again. So many days have passed, but what truly reached my heart was that quiet line of melody. Because it was nameless, it echoed deeper. Because only I recognize its truth, it stayed longer. The world may have ignored my heart, but that song heard it. Words no one else knew, they lived inside me. Perhaps it was the first comfort I ever gave myself. That song still echoes within me. Even now I believe it's quietly waking someone's heart. The song was small but powerful, silent but capable of shaking the world. And now I remember that song just as that little vibration changed my day. I hope it touches someone's darkness like a light, so I sing again. The word alone is not just a number. Sitting by a sunlit window, I felt its meaning with my whole being. In a room where no one stayed, only time seemed to watch me as it quietly flowed by. This afternoon resembled me, like the scent of underbrewed coffee, like a shadow leaning against the window frame. It spread wordlessly. I meant to speak, but simply swallowed the feeling under the name alone. I looked gently into myself. An afternoon called solitude. It wasn't loneliness, but a pause granted to my time. I did miss the warmth of another's hand, but within the stillness I began speaking to myself. A single breeze was enough to stir my heart. The sunlight felt unusually warm, and for some reason I wanted to cry. In a room with no one else, only my own warmth slowly filled the space. Being without someone's shadow doesn't mean being empty. It means looking deeper into myself. And now I hear my own voice. An afternoon called solitude. Perhaps it was a small gift given to me in a space no one else can fill. I slowly catch my breath again. The afternoon I thought was lonely. Within that silence I was quietly holding myself. Beneath the sunlight the passing hours brushed against me, and for a moment everything felt warm.
Who could have been in the deep dawn? Someone whispered my name gently, stirring my heart. Walking a quiet alley, I turned around, but no one was there. Like a breath left without a sound, a warmth settled into my chest. Maybe it was you, the one still living deep inside me. Was it you who called me, the one face remaining after all the hesitation? A voice I thought I'd forgotten, a feeling I thought had faded, brushed against me again. Even in the breeze passing by, there was a trace of your scent. Tonight with the door closed, I sit quietly, echoing that sound. Maybe it was a memory, wasn't the wind. Maybe it was just you I couldn't let go. I ask again, was it you who called me from the far end of time? A single step returning. Still, I remain within that question. When I close my eyes, I can still hear your voice, that silent tremble, calling me by name. Yes, even now I remember you by that first voice. a season I thought I'd forgotten, a flower quietly bloomed on the memory shaken by the wind. It sat silent, nameless. I didn't know that memory still lived in me, from the place that hurt the most. A soft light had started to grow. I thought the past had disappeared completely, but through a crack in time your voice gently seeped in. Saying nothing, it tapped a corner of my heart, like a single bloom opening right then and there. A flower bloomed in a crack of memory, not quite sorrow, not quite joy, just me as I was. That flower taught me that what we try to erase doesn't simply vanish, even on pain. A quiet scent can bloom. The days I loved someone, the nights I missed them, they all became the soil that shaped who I am now. And on that soil, what bloomed wasn't your name or my tears, but a wordless confession. To return there, but I had forgot. Some flowers only bloom in that place. A flower bloomed in a crack of memory. Was it me? Was it you? Or the moment when we were still in us? It bloomed quietly, soaked the heart gently, and simply smiled toward time itself. Now I know not to remember, but to carry the flower and walk further. So today I pass through that crack again, quietly watching that flower bloom.
I couldn't say, hid behind the clouds. Words I never shared with anyone kept drifting in the same place without rest. Sometimes I look to the sky and handed my thoughts to the clouds, but they always return to me quietly, faithfully. The words hidden behind the clouds, they were me failing to reach you. The silence that flowed that day still Words for someone always required courage, and I never had enough. So I tucked myself deeper into the clouds. Above the past seasons, words scattered, and the wind whispered to me again, it's not too late. The words hidden behind the clouds, they are still the you within me. Even if I never said a thing, my heart was always turning to you. Still I look at those clouds, all the words I couldn't say remain behind them. One day when those words dissolve and the sky clears, then you will appear and say you knew that you always knew, and I was that feeling too.
That day you walked away without a word, and I swallowed a question that never reached your back. Some words are heavier than sound, some feelings deeper than expression. As time passed, the answer drifted further, and I learned to hold its absence more carefully. I thought I had forgotten, but sometimes suddenly your name would bloom inside me like a quiet breath. The answer that never reached, perhaps it was a question I never truly asked. It hovered in your gaze, then vanished like a line unspoken. And in that gap, I'm still learning how to live. People ask questions, get answers, and pass through the day. But I still stack my days without an answer. The words I never said have turned into songs within the passage of time. Though they never reached you, to me they became a melody I can't forget. The answer that never reached, maybe it was a truth I needed to say to myself. The awkwardness, the hesitation, the silence between, I carry all of it as I sing even now. The answer that never reached was a question I had long carried, and that
question has stayed within me longer than you ever did. And now I know how to live through nights without that answer. There were many days when clouds filled my heart. No matter how I tried to see, it felt like light would never break through. But then a single ray slipped through the clouds and quietly shone on me. People say the moon is always there, but I know if it's veiled by clouds, its light can't be seen. So I began to lift the clouds within myself, one by one. Like the moon veiled by clouds, I long to shine. But more than brilliance, I wish to be a warmth you could reach. Not hiding, not running, but staying, quietly holding you in warmth. They say we must pass through darkness to meet our light. Before those words became truth for me, I too had to walk through many nights. Now I see it wasn't the moon, it was my heart that had been the cloud all along. And when I cleared that sky at last, I could approach you fully, truly. Like the moon veiled by clouds, I had always been there. Now I wish to be a quiet light in your night sky. So even in silence, you will know where I am. Yes, I like the moon veiled by clouds, lingered long in my place. And now I finally see the clouds parting. I never sought to change the world, just to shine. I only wanted to quietly face my heart. And knowing that now I am enough, even if I don't reach you just like this, I am enough.
Or could have been the cloud all along? And when I cleared that sky at last, I could approach you fully, truly. Like the moon veiled by clouds, I had always been there. Now I wish to be a quiet light in your night sky. So even in silence you will know where I am. Yes, I like the moon veiled by clouds, linger long in my place. And now I finally see the clouds parting. I never sought to change the world just to shine. I only wanted to quietly face my heart, and knowing that now I am enough. Even if I don't reach you just like this, I am enough.
Summer heat, autumn breeze, winter snow. No matter the season, we'd always go to that little cafe on the corner street. Two iced Americanos, just you and me. Iced Americano, coffee cold like the wind, but your hands were warm, pulling me in. You'd bite the ice, laugh so free. Now it's just me and my memories. Frost on the window, your breath on the glass, tracing little hearts, making time slow past. Fingers numb, you'd blow on mine, sipping the cold, saying I like it just fine. Iced Americano, coffee cold like the wind, but your hands were warm, pulling me in. You'd bite the ice, laugh so free. Now it's just me and my memory. I stay the same, still order it cold, still whisper your name, still hear your voice in every sip, still taste your love on my lips. Iced Americano, coffee tastes like the past, frozen moments, but they don't last. You'd bite the ice, tease and play, but winter took you and slipped away. So I drink it slow, let the chill remain, hoping one day you'll come back again. sit on this old wooden bench, watching time drift by. Children laugh, lovers walk under the soft blue sky. The cherry blossoms dance like echoes of the past, moments that I once held close, but they never last. There's no way back, the years have flown, the road behind is carved in stone. But here I sit with dreams anew, for life still whispers there's more to do. I see a young man running with fire in his eyes. He reminds me of someone I knew in another life. Did I chase enough sunsets? Did I run far enough? Or was I too busy to notice the beauty of love? There's more to do. Maybe time is not my enemy, but a friend in disguise. Maybe age is not the end, just another sunrise. One more chapter, one more song, one more reason to carry on. There's no way back, but still a dream, a melody soft, a flowing stream. So here I sit, the world moves slow, and in this moment I let it go. No way back, but still a dream. No way back, but still a dream.
Morning sun spills golden light on my table. A quiet breeze hums through the wooden blinds. Steam from my cup paints delicate patterns. Softly spring whispers in silent rhymes. I see the spring reflected in my cup, cherry blossoms swirling with every stir. A sip of warmth, a moon frozen in time. With every taste, my heart begins to soar. Still soar. Gentle laughter from the cafe down the street. Pages of my book turn slow like the season, drifting in time. I let worries fade away. I see the spring reflected in my cup, golden mornings melting into dreams. No rush, no chase, just the rhythm of life, floating like petals in a coffee store. The world moves fast, but here I stay, sipping moments, letting time delay. One more taste, one more gentle sigh, spring and coffee drifting by. I see the spring reflected in my cup, golden memories dancing in my hands. With every sip I breathe a little more, softly, sweetly, just like before. Softly, sweetly, just like before. Spring and coffee, forevermore. The seat we always used to share, now it's just me sitting here. I trace my fingers on the wooden table, still feel the warmth lingering there. Outside the window, the world's the same old streets, the same old view. But you're not here, you're nowhere to be found, and I'm still sitting, waiting here alone. A cup of coffee, an empty seat. Your warmth is slowly fading away. Will time erase what's left behind, or will I still remember you right here? Once this place was filled with laughter, your soft gestures, the songs you used to hum. Now I hum them on my own, reliving moments that we left undone. One sip of coffee, your voice in my head. I close my eyes and hear you again. But when I wake, silence lingers, and I'm the only one left in this place. A cup of coffee, an empty seat. Your warmth is slowly fading away. Will time erase what's left behind, or will I still remember you right here? One day someone new will sit right here. New voices, new stories will start to appear. Another love, another memory, a brand new tale will fill this space. By then, will I have let you go, or will I still remember you right here? A cup of coffee, an empty seat. Your warmth is slowly fading away. I tell myself that I'll be fine, but I still remember you right here. I take the last sip of my coffee and tell myself it's time to leave.
find myself sitting here again by the window just like before. Sunlight spills across the table. I place my hands where yours once were. I tell myself I'm fine, I'm okay. The longing is faded with time. Leaning back on the past we shared, I quietly sip my coffee alone. Someday at this table again, will we ever meet by chance? What will you be like then? What kind of heart will I have? Coffee still tastes just as bitter. Time moves slowly, ever so slowly, through the passing crowd outside. I swear I see a glimpse of you. I'm not waiting for you anymore. You just cross my mind sometimes. Sitting here taking a sip, memories blur and slip away. Someday at this table again, will we ever meet by chance? What will you be like then? What kind of heart will I have? And if we meet again someday, what words would we even say? Would we smile like nothing's changed and simply ask, how have you been? Someday at this table again, will we just pass each other by? Our time together has long been frozen, yet the world keeps moving on. I take one last sip of coffee and quietly stand up, stepping away. Quietly stand up, stepping away. I quietly stand up, stepping away.
A cup of coffee left on the table, steam rising faintly, then fading away. A quiet space where only time moves. I no longer try to hold on, I just watch. Outside the window, the wind blows. People rush by in endless motion. Like them I too will drift away, floating forward, never stopping. A cup of coffee left behind in time. It feels like the end, but it's not the end. Memories that have passed yet never fade. Somewhere in my heart they still remain. The ones who left the seas again. A cup of coffee left behind in time. It feels like the end, but it's not the end. Memories that have passed yet never fade. Somewhere inside they will be reborn. We keep moving, never standing still. Even if bitterness lingers, I'll learn to love it too. Like the warmth that lingers on my fingertips, time too will embrace us gently. A cup of coffee left behind and time. Will this very moment be remembered someday? It feels like the end, but it's not the end. Once again, a new day will begin. I take a sip, breathe in deeply, and step forward toward what's next. Humming my song as I go. The same old seat by the window, soft jazz melodies floating in the air. We once whispered the words to this song, but now I hum it all alone. My fingers trace the table's surface. Feels like your presence still lingers here, holding the warmth of my coffee cup. Somehow I hope you walk back in. Where did it all go? All the moments we shared, the laughter, the tears. A sip of coffee soaked in memories. Only your lingering scent remains to embrace me. A page from the book we once read together. The underlined words seem to whisper your voice. Time we thought would last forever disappeared so easily, so lightly, like dust in the wind. I know my coffee's turning cold, but I still can't bring myself to put it down. If I take this last sip, will our memories fade away too? Where did it all go? All the moments we shared, the laughter, the tears. A sip of coffee soaked in memories. Only your lingering scent remains to embrace me. When the rain falls painting the window, when the season you loved returns again, should I sit here once more waiting for you? No, it's time I learned to walk away. Where did it all disappear? Our stories, our moments, every trace of us. A sip of coffee fading into the air. Now only your scent remains. facing me. I put my cup down, close my eyes one last time, taking in the last trace of your scent. Now it's time to finally let go now. It's time to truly, truly let go.
Morning rush outside a small store. One hand holding a paper cup, golden coffee inside. The sugar and cream slowly melt away, and yesterday's fatigue begins to fade. Park bench, sitting with a friend. Warmth passes through fingertips. In this silent exchange of a single cup, today too we share our comfort. Sweet, bitter and hot, one sip melts into the moment. A small break in a busy world, that's how we get through the day. Narrow alleys, an old corner shop. The familiar scent Mom used to stir. A white plastic spoon spinning round, bringing back warm memories. Late night at work, an empty office. A cold coffee sitting on my desk. At the very end of a weary day, still I lean into this familiar scent. Sweet, bitter and hot, one sip melts into the moment. A small break in a busy world, that's how we get through the day. Sometimes lonely, sometimes sweet. Each cup holds a story untold. When the bottom of the paper cup appears, another sip to carry on tomorrow. Sweet, bitter and hot, one sip melts into the moment. Though time moves on, some things don't change. Our familiar comfort, just like a cup of coffee. One hand holds coffee, the other holds the day. And just like that, one more cup. And just like that, one more cup.
Two cups sit between us, steam slowly rising. Words unspoken, but our hands keep hesitating. Your fingers trace the rim of porcelain white. I wonder if you hear my heartbeat tonight. Silence fills the air, but I hear it loud. Two restless souls lost in this quiet crowd. The winter has melted, but something remains. A whisper of longing, a touch unexplained. Your eyes flicker, searching for something to say. A sigh escapes, but you look away. Outside, the petals begin to fall, but in this moment restless souls lost in this quiet crowd. The winter's melted, but something remains. A whisper of longing, a touch unexplained. Should I reach across? Should I break this spell? Would you take my hand or would you say farewell? Coffee turns cold, but the warmth still lingers in the spaces between our intertwined fingers. No more silence, let the words finally come. Let my voice be the warmth like the touch of the sun. The winter is melted and something remains. Not just whispers, but love unchained. Two cups, one silent room. But now there's music between me and you.
Wasn't looking for you today, just passing by. The air was thick with coffee and time. Through the window where the light used to shine, now shadows fall where you sit, but your smile still grows. A corner table for two, where laughter used to be. Fingers touch, but they don't belong to me. You always loved the sunlight, now you hide in the shade. And I just stand here, watching love fade. The steam curls up like a quiet sigh. He leans in close, your hands intertwined. I take a breath, but it tastes like regret. Like the last sip of coffee, bitter and sad. Table for two, where laughter used to be. Fingers touch, but they don't belong to me. You always loved the sunlight, now you hide in the shade. And I just stand here, watching love fade. Maybe love is just a seed at a cafe, taken and left, then given away. Maybe I should walk, maybe I should go, but my feet won't move, and you'll never know. A corner table for two, where memories turn to dust. Your whispered words, a love I can't trust. You always loved the sunlight, now you hide in the shade. And I just stand here, watching love fade. One last look, one last sigh. The sun reflected from the window, so I couldn't see inside anymore. And I went on my lonely way. A bitter taste lingers table for two, now just empty space.
Sitting by the window, stirring my cup. I take a sip, force a smile just to keep up. When his fingers brush mine, I laugh out loud, holding his hand, playing along with the crowd. I know you're standing outside watching me, breaking inside as you struggle to breathe. Just like always, a step too far, never close, just watching from afar. So I smile a little brighter, hold him a little tighter. Every touch, every glance, weaving a web of lies, just to make sure you can see. But you never know what's inside of me. This is all because of you. Afraid you might look away too soon, so I laugh louder, fill the room, pull his hands like it's all so real, like I don't care, like I don't feel. But in my coffee's reflection, I see the truth. A sad girl pretending, losing her youth. And there you are, breaking outside. Why can't I stop thinking tonight? So I smile a little brighter, hold him a little tighter. Every touch, every glance, weaving a web of lies, just to make sure you can see. But you never know what's inside of me. This is all because of you. If you called my name just once, if you took one step closer just once, I wouldn't have to play this game. But why do you always stay the same? So I smile a little brighter, hold him a little tighter, like I'm drowning in love, but I'm barely alive, looking away so you won't see that inside it's only you and me. This is all because of you. The coffee's gone cold, my hands start to shake. Your shadow fades, but I force myself to stay, still smiling, pretending I'm okay. Do 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 do. The city hums in quiet waves, streetlights flicker, almost awake. I sit alone by the window's glow, stirring thoughts in a cup so slow. Footsteps echo but never stay. Midnight lingers, fading away. Coffee at 3 a.m., the world stands still. Time drips slow, yet refuses to spill. A sip of warmth, a taste of past. How long will this moment last? Neon signs blink like distant stars, lost in dreams of passing cars. The pages turn, but words don't land. I hold my cup with trembling hands. Memories refuses to spill a sip of warmth, a taste of past. How long will this moment last? Should I wait or let it go? Should I speak or just say no? The coffee's cold, but I don't mind. Some answers only come with time. Coffee at 3 a.m. The night leans in, lost between where I end and begin. A breath, a thought, a silent plea. Maybe that's enough for me. The city hums, the dawn breaks through. A cup half empty, a heart brand new. Morning light spills through the window pane. Soft reflections dancing in the gentle rain. A purring cat curled up beside my chair. Coffee swirls like time floating in the air. Coffee cat and a window of spring. Sunlight waltzing as the bluebirds sing. Steam rising slow like a whispered dream. In this moment, everything's serene. Breeze plays lightly with the curtains lace. Cherry petals drift slow and full of grace. A sleepy yawn, a flick of a tail. Time moves softer in this pastel tale. Coffee cat and a window of spring. Sunlight waltzing as the bluebirds sing. Steam rising slow like a whispered dream. In this moment, everything's serene. No need to chase, no need to try. Just let the hours slip and sigh. A little warmth, a little peace in this quiet world where worries cease. Coffee cat and a window of spring. Golden This is where I want to be. Let the light fade, let the world stay here with my coffee, my cat, and this day. Steam curls up from my fingertips. Soft laughter lingers on your lips. A breeze drifts by, a quiet tune carrying echoes of me and you. Coffee scent rides the spring breeze so slow, bringing whispers only we seem to know. With every sip, with every glance, the world slows down in this sweet romance. Sidewalks hum with stories untold. Hands brush lightly, a warmth we hold. Familiar roads, yet somehow new. Every step feels closer to you. Coffee scent rides the spring breeze so slow, bringing whispers only we seem to know. With every sip, with every glance, the world slows down in this sweet romance. Maybe love is like the air we breathe, silent, steady, yet wild and free. Or maybe it's like coffee's trace, lingering warm in time and space. Coffee scent rides a spring breeze tonight, bringing moments that feel just right. No rush, no chase, just let it be. Love will find us effortlessly. Soft and slow, the world unwinds, carrying love in coffee's time. The scent, the breeze, me and you. A love so real, a love so true. I woke up in a room I've never seen before. Soft light flickers, shadows on the floor. A cup of coffee still warm in my hands, but I don't remember how this all began. Is this a dream or a faded past? The echoes whisper, but they never last. I reach for you, but feel only frost. I take a sip, the taste is sweet, but all that's left is an empty seat. The light turns dim, the night moves slow. One last sip, then I let you go. Morning sunlight gently spills through my window. A warm sip wraps around my weary soul. Stories linger in this tiny cup I hold. Time melts slowly like a magic spell untold. One sip and the world feels softer. One sip and my heart grows warmer. A cup of coffee, a vast and quiet peace. A small happiness that brings me ease. By the rainy window on a silent afternoon, soft melodies blend with the scent in the room. Flipping through pages, letting moments breathe in this quiet embrace that brings me ease. One sip and the world feels softer. One sip and my heart grows warmer. A cup of coffee, a vast and quiet peace. A small happiness that brings me ease. Even in the rush of a busy day, this cup of coffee keeps the stress away. Deep in its scent, rich and divine, I find a reason to press rewind. One sip and the world feels softer. One sip and my heart grows warmer. A cup of coffee, a vast and quiet peace. A small happiness that brings me ease. Even when the last drop fades away, the warmth inside me still remains. A tiny miracle in every cup. Isn't that what life is made of? She watched the snow fall against her window pane. Cold hands wrapped around nothing but air. Silence filled the empty spaces he left. Echoes of laughter that vanished somewhere. Last winter felt so lonely. The world was white, but her heart was gray. Last winter felt so lonely. Every step was heavy, every word slipped away. Then one day, an old friend called her chair pulled out, a table set for two. Steam rising, filling the void in her chest. Coffee warm, like a touch she once knew. Last winter felt so lonely, but today the air feels different somehow. Last winter felt so lonely, yet here she sits, letting her guard fall down. Maybe healing comes in tiny sips. Maybe warmth is found in simple things, not in grand gestures, not in lost promises, but in moments like this, small yet infinite. Last winter felt so lonely, but spring is peeking through the open door. Last winter felt so lonely, yet the scent of coffee tells her there's more. She takes a sip, lets out a sigh. The past still lingers, but she won't ask why. Last winter felt so lonely, but maybe not this time.
You sat there staring at the window's cold glass, your hands wrapped around an empty cup lost in the past. I watched you from across the crowded cafe, silent, distant, like a whisper fading away. I too was lonely, just like you. I too wandered in shadows, passing through. Amid the silence, I saw you there, lost in winter's breath, yet unaware. Snow fell lightly, but I could see it weighed you down. Footsteps quiet, tracing circles on frozen ground. I thought of calling your name, but words got caught. So instead I ordered a coffee, hoping warmth would be brought. I too was lonely, just like you. Two souls meeting like a quiet dance. Amid the silence, I saw you. I'm right here with you.
A silent afternoon at a cafe table where no words were exchanged. You and I sat avoiding each other's eyes, trading only a few hollow smiles that hovered in the air. The coffee cooled quickly, and so did the warmth between us. Neither of us dared to speak while goodbye slowly filled the space between us. Just before the coffee cooled, in that fleeting moment, I wanted to remember you with a little more warmth. The words I couldn't say, I quietly placed them in the coffee and offered them to you. We were both learning how to part ways with aching awkwardness. No matter how prepared we were, there is no such thing as a goodbye that doesn't leave a crack in the heart. Though we said nothing, our silence was a final act of tenderness, a quiet refusal to wound one another. The scene may have faded now, but the warmth of that brief moment felt like a silent promise not to hate each other in the end. The coffee has long gone cold, the seats are now empty, but you back then and I at that moment, we held on to that final gentleness just long enough to part without bitterness. That quiet goodbye still lingers in me as a small, quiet warmth. On the table, an empty cup, a sip of coffee cooling down. You were staring out the window, and I was choosing my words. I didn't know then that silence was already our goodbye. A song playing from the speaker, we both felt it without saying a word. When you finally looked up, your eyes said everything, and I swallowed even my last voice. We didn't say goodbye, the song said it for us. A single lyric, a line of melody, that was our conversation. A song lasting longer than words wrapped around that moment. You stood up first, and I stared at the coffee left in my cup. The door opened, a breeze came in, and the music hadn't ended yet. From the speaker in the corner of the cafe, all the days you and I left behind echoed quietly. I never knew who wrote that song, but surely they too once couldn't say goodbye. We didn't say goodbye. The music knew our farewell before we did. For just the length of one song, we sat facing each other, and that moment felt longer than forever. A song that came before words and stayed longer than we did. It played quietly, and in that moment our goodbye became a song that filled your empty seat. Even now that song becomes your face and softly plays in the corner of the cafe. Lately you've been acting strange, the way you talk, the way you look at me. It feels like you're somewhere else with someone else, not with me. I tried to ignore the thought, but it lingers. You smiled and said, I've just been busy, really. Of all things, I chose to believe that lie, but doubts kept growing inside me, and in the end they all turned out to be true. Oh, why did it have to be? Why her of all people? She was my closest friend, my dearest one. Why her of all people? The one who knows me best. to be. Why her of all people? She was my closest friend, my dearest one. Why her of all people? The one who knows me better than anyone in this world. Even if you reach for me, even if she cries, this is a story that can't be undone. I know now there's no turning back. I know now we are far beyond return. Why her of all people? She was my closest friend, my dearest one. Why her of all people? The one who knows me better than anyone in this world. My only. On this rainy night, why does everything blur? Everything fades, washed away like falling raindrops. I want to erase it all, scratch it all away. But still, why her? Why her? Why? Since that day, I've been wandering, roaming the streets with nowhere to go. Under the neon glow of a chaotic night, my reflection in the glass feels like a stranger. Drunken words spilled out, reckless actions, blurting out meaningless things without control. Trying to escape a past that won't disappear. I wish to vanish like a wisp of smoke. Since then, I've been lost, tripping over memories, drowning in regrets. Since then, my days have been chaos, trapped in a world I cannot escape. On rainy nights, I sat in the dark, watching raindrops trace lines on the window. Closing my eyes, I whisper to myself, are you crying too? Is the world truly this sad? I shut everyone out, pushed people away, but the fault wasn't in the world, it wasn't me. Mama and Papa had done nothing wrong, no one around me was to blame, yet I was nothing. Locking myself in a prison of my own making. Yes, since then I've been lost, tripping over memories, drowning in regrets. My life became nothing but confusion, sinking into a pit I couldn't climb out of. But maybe, just maybe, it's finally time to stop. Maybe, just maybe, it's time to put an end to this childish rebellion. I know, yet somehow the tears keep falling. Since then, I've wandered, I've stumbled, I've fallen. Since then, my days against the bus window, I watch the slow-moving scenery outside. People walking in their own rhythms, each chasing their own destinations. A child sits beside her grandmother, pointing outside. Look, a bird is flying. Even in that tiny hand's gesture, the world feels new. Is that how we grow, little by little? The streets flow past, faces come and go. The bus moves from station to station, and I sit here, gazing out, thinking of the days behind and the days ahead. Leaning against the bus window, we are all traveling the same road, yet each with a different story, a different journey, heading somewhere beyond that window. Leaning against the bus window, I pass through yesterday, through today, moving toward tomorrow. My heart shifts like the changing sky, yet deep inside some things remain unshaken. A sleeping child rests in a mother's arms. A tired woman clutches bags full of groceries. A young man holding his resume, lost in thought. A girl with braided hair hums along to her music. Where are they all going? Once the bus stops, we will all scatter into our own paths. I glance at my reflection in the window and chuckle softly. After all, I am just one of them. The streets flow past, faces come and go. The bus moves from station to station, and I sit here gazing out, thinking of the days behind and the days ahead. Leaning against the bus window, we are all traveling the same road, yet each with a different story, a different journey, heading somewhere beyond that window. Lean against the bus window, I pause through yesterday, through today, moving toward tomorrow. My heart shifts like the changing sky, yet deep inside some things remain unshaken. The bus stops, then moves again. We are all heading somewhere, yet in this small space, in this fleeting moment, we all share the same journey. Leaning against the bus window, one by one, people leave, others take their place. Like time itself, like all of us, slowly flowing forward, never stopping. Leaning against the bus window, I pass through yesterday, through today, moving toward tomorrow. My heart shifts like the changing sky, yet somehow I too am becoming part of it. The city lights flicker on, the bus slows, and I step off at an unfamiliar stop. But where am I? Where am I? Where am I? I am grateful for today's morning, for the warm sunlight knocking on my window. Familiar streets, familiar faces, exchanging greetings. That's how my day began, just like that. I am thankful for being able to walk today, for feeling the changing season in the passing breeze, for placing a cup of coffee down and taking a slow breath. Because in the end I made it through another day. Sometimes everything feels overwhelming. Sometimes it seems like nothing ever changes. But when I quietly look back on the day, I realize these small moments still remain with me. Today I could love, and for that I am happy. A simple smile, a warm word, all of it filled my day so completely. Today I could keep moving forward, precious memories made today. A song playing by chance, wrapping around my heart so gently. Leaning against the window, watching the sunset. It softly colors the past and promises a new tomorrow. I am thankful before I fall asleep. Even if today was hard, I endured. Small comforts, moments that held me up are now embracing me in this quiet night. I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but today I have lived, and that is enough. Closing my eyes, I whisper, today you did well, you truly lived well. Yes, today I could love, and for that I am happy. A simple smile, a warm word, all of it filled my day so completely. Yes, today I could keep moving forward, and for that I am grateful. Even within endless worries, I am still growing little by little. Now it is time to close my eyes. Today I was truly happy.
At the street corner, blowing on my hands. People passing by, raising their coat collars. The air is still cold, but somewhere the sound of tiny sprouts stirring can be heard. As sunlight touches my skin, I close my eyes, recalling the seasons that have passed, the winter behind me. Even in the cold days, beneath the frozen ground, spring was always waiting right beside us. An afternoon, the wind passes by. Some leave, some return. The wind stirs the hearts that seemed forgotten, gently waking them once again. From afar, the laughter of children echoes. Chatter spreads through the narrow alleys after school. The greetings of the season are still clumsy, but step by step, spring draws closer. Before I know it, I'm sitting on a bench, a sip of coffee, warmth melting into me. The passing breeze whispers softly to my ears, waiting is just another beginning. An afternoon, the wind passes by. Some leave, some return. The wind stirs the hearts that seemed forgotten, gently waking them once again. A distant tune
that left all seemed to bloom once more within my heart. An afternoon the wind passes by, some leave, some return. Like the wind we drift away with time. Yet spring, like the wind, always finds its way back. And I quietly close my eyes, feeling the wind that brings spring, and awaiting the new days ahead. Back then, I was bigger than the world. The sky, the wind, and freedom all belonged to me. I ran barefoot through dirt roads and splashed through puddles without a care. My mother's embrace was the warmest place, my father's hands the strongest shelter. A lullaby under the moonlight, the most beautiful aurora of sound. Back then, everything moved so slowly, but now it all feels like a fleeting moment. When I hear children laughing in the distance, I find myself longing to return. When I was a child, the world shimmered with wonder. There was no need for tomorrow, because I believed that moment would last forever. When I was a child, everything felt bigger and brighter. But as time moved forward, the world grew larger and I felt smaller. The grown-ups always told me, you'll understand when you grow up. But I kept wondering, what does it feel like to be an adult? Even with scraped knees I ran again, wishing upon stars late at night. Dreaming without fear or hesitation, where did that version of me go? If my younger self could ask me now, do you still dream? I would smile and answer sometimes, but always deep inside. When I was a child, the world was filled with magic at every step. Even with closed eyes, I still see it. A little part of me still running free inside. When I was a child, I believed I could be anything. Though life has changed, that child within still whispers my name. Is there still a part of me in that time, or is that time still inside of me? Is there still a part of me in that time, or is that time still inside of me? The first time I stepped into that little bookstore, the scent of fresh paper filled the quiet air. You stood there carefully arranging books, and in that moment my heart skipped a beat. Handing me a poetry book with a knowing smile, you looked at me just for a second, just long enough. I forgot to breathe, I forgot to blink, as if I could capture that moment forever. You gave me words from a world I'd never known, softly brushing the cover with your fingertips. That voice, that touch, everything about you etched itself deeply into my heart. Like a bookmark, I kept you between my pages, waiting for the day I'd finally open to you. But you were always standing in the same place, watching me pass by like a fleeting season. I loved alone, I longed alone, I waited alone, and I let go alone. If I close this book, will you disappear too? Or will you still be there, arranging books as always? A rainy day, I ran into the bookstore without an umbrella, drops clinging to my hair, shoulders damp and cold. You handed me a cup of warm tea, and somehow my heart soaked it all in. In a quiet corner, lost in a book you chose for me, but I wasn't reading, I never really was. Instead I stole glances, tracing your silhouette, as if the lines of your face were written in the margins. In books, love always finds a way, so why couldn't I turn the final page? Your silent smile, your unread words, I had no choice but to leave them between the lines. Like a bookmark, I kept you between my pages, but now I'll leave this story untouched. One day if I walk by this place again, will you still be there, arranging books as always? I loved alone, I longed alone, I waited alone, and I let go alone. But false love will remain pressed between the pages, forever unread. Goodbye my first light, goodbye my silent farewell. I close my door, distancing myself from the world. Mom's nagging, dad's endless interference, even my friends' laughter, I didn't want to hear any of it. I just wanted to escape into my own quiet world. Plugging in my earphones, I turned on my favorite song. Korean pop filled the space around me, wrapping me in sound. The lyrics somehow they felt like they were about me. Maybe I wasn't the only one feeling this way. Why do I feel so suffocated? Why do I feel so alone? Everyone seems to be living the same way, but I keep wanting to rebel. If no one understands my heart, then maybe it's better to stay in my own world. I close my door because the world is just too loud. Inside my room I built my own universe. It's okay if no one understands me, because here I can finally find myself. The reflection in the mirror feels unfamiliar. Your yesterday's me and today's me, they don't look the same. No one ever told me how much I would change. I'm facing it all alone. My friends Why do I feel so suffocated? Why do I feel so alone? Everyone seems to be living the same way, but I keep wanting to rebel. If no one understands my heart, then maybe it's better to stay in my own world. I close my door because the world is just too loud. Inside my room I built my own universe. It's okay if no one understands me, because here I can finally find myself. Sometimes I open the door just a little. The outside world is still the same, but inside I am changing. Someday I'll step out of this room, but for now, not yet, not now. I close my door because the world is just too loud. Inside my room I built my own universe. It's okay if no one understands me, because here I can finally find myself. I close my door and yet inside my room I built my own universe. Maybe in this space I am finally opening another door within myself. Now I think I finally understand why children laugh and run so free, because they know nothing yet. Or maybe it's easier not to see why adults wear masks and hide their hearts, because the truth is too sharp and words can cut too deep. Through the window I stare outside and wonder why these pages feel so empty. Just because I learned doesn't mean I truly know. No one ever taught me what really matters in this world. Everything feels so predictable, same old story, same empty smiles. So then where do I really belong? Could this place ever feel like my world? Like a bloom in early spring, I tremble as the wind passes by. Before I could even take root, I was already swaying, unsure of where to stand. The world moves on as if nothing has changed, but I still don't know where I'm meant to go. Like a bloom in early spring, I was already lost in the wind. Teachers tell us what's right and wrong, but is it really the truth? Adults teach us how to live, but I don't want to follow their steps. Everyone walks the same path, repeating the same words, the same answers. But how can I be sure that this is the only way to go? Everything has already been decided. The path we walk, the roles we play. But where am I supposed to go? Should I just stop here and fade away? Like a bloom in early spring, I tremble as the wind passes by. Before I could even take root, I was already swaying, unsure of where to stand. The world moves on as if nothing has changed, but I still don't know where I'm meant to go. Like a bloom in early spring, I was already lost in the wind. Somewhere in the distance like I always do, but something feels different now. Sunlight fills the classroom in a way it never used to. Spring is waiting beyond the window, laughter echoes from the schoolyard, yet I find myself pausing, realizing soon I'll have to leave this place behind. The hallways I walked every day, will I ever walk them again? Even the air I once knew so well is getting ready to turn into a memory. The last semester, familiar things slowly, slowly start to fade away. The moments we laughed and talked together are slipping like whispers into the air. The last semester, everything feels more precious than it ever did before. I pretend it doesn't matter, but honestly, I know I'll miss it. Leaning by the window, feeling the breeze brushing against my skin before it drifts away. The schoolyard is still full of voices, yet somehow I always felt a little alone. A scribble left on my old desk, carelessly drawn in a fleeting moment. Someday it will fade away, just like these days we've spent together. Waving goodbye with a smile, soon we'll all be walking different paths. But maybe under the same sky, we'll find our way back to each other again. The last semester, familiar things slowly, slowly start to fade away. The moments we laughed and talked together are slipping like whispers into the air. The last semester, everything feels more precious than it ever did before. I pretend it doesn't matter, but honestly, I know I'll miss it. I take a quiet look around the classroom. We were here, and we are here now. We lived through these days, and we are still living this moment. And that's enough. That's enough. But still, a little part of me still lingers. Just a little. There were times I wish this day would never come. The same old place, the same old faces, the same old friends, walking the same paths, sharing the same moments. But now they say it's time to leave this place behind. Traces of snow still linger in the corners of the yard, yet the breeze of spring slips through the classroom window. And as I watch my friends laughing and chatting, they seem even brighter, even more beautiful today. When the final bell rings, they say we step into a new world, but I still feel the same. What will that world feel like? Will everything really look different? It's graduation, they say I'm an adult now, but honestly it doesn't feel real at all. Feels like we'll still be here tomorrow, chatting away, laughing, singing just like we always have. It's graduation, we all have our own paths now, but strangely I don't feel sad. Maybe someday we'll meet again and greet each other with a casual hey, how have you been? taking off my uniform, stepping into adulthood. But is it really such a big deal? We can still joke around, still be the same. Can't we just live like this forever? The teacher speaks with a serious face. This is where your real life begins. But honestly, I can't feel it yet. Can we really grow up just like that? Someday I'll look back and understand how bright and fleeting this moment was. To hold on to today, to remember this now. Maybe sometimes we need to pause and reminisce. It's graduation, they say I'm an adult now, but honestly it doesn't feel real at all. Feels like we'll still be here tomorrow, playing around, laughing, singing just like we always have. It's graduation, we all have our own paths now, but strangely I don't feel sad. Maybe someday we'll meet again and playfully tease each other. Hey, you lost weight, huh? Goodbye my old place, goodbye my bright days. I have to go now, they say there's a new world waiting. But why do I feel like we'll all be here again tomorrow? Maybe we will. I thought the world would look different. I thought everything would make sense once I grew up. But standing here on the streets, I don't know where to go. People are passing by, lost in their own destinations. Some head to work, some go to school. Some chase their dreams while others are bound by reality. Where do I stand in all of this? What lies at the end of this road? So many roads are tangled together, but no one tells you which one to take. Making choices on my own, why does it feel so overwhelming? 19, facing the world for the first time. Standing in a city where order and chaos collide. Is everyone really doing okay? Sometimes I'm scared, sometimes I'm excited, but I keep taking one step at a time. Leaning against the subway window, I watch the city. Between towering buildings, a child plays in a small park. Maybe the world is actually that simple. So maybe I should stop overthinking. At a convenience store, eating instant noodles, the 20-year-olds are laughing without a care. Hey, don't take life so seriously. They say it so easily, but honestly, I still don't know how. Not every road may be the right one, but maybe none of them are truly wrong. If I don't walk them, I'll never know. So maybe I just have to start walking. Maybe there's no such thing as a perfect path. Maybe I'm just meant to make my own. If no one is here to tell me the answers, to go. I'm moving forward at 19, trying to find my way. I first met you on a rainy street. Raindrops falling too fast for me to escape. As I searched for shelter lost in the crowd, you wordlessly held out your umbrella. And in that moment our hands brushed, a fleeting warmth that froze my heart. I still remember that touch, the very beginning of our love. By the cafe window where the sunset glowed, was it our second meeting? Or maybe the third? You dipped your fingertip in your coffee, tracing my initials softly on the table. Beautiful love always blooms like a flower. Ours blossomed in the most radiant way. That street, that alley, that little cafe, all of them will remember our love. Beautiful love always blooms like a flower, turning page by page into precious memories. Every moment I spent with you, they were the most beautiful days of my life. One evening we walked by the river. The breeze swayed gently, and so did we. Without a word, you took my hand, and I knew I never wanted to let go. Under the crimson sky, your voice deep and growing sincere. Remember this moment forever, you whispered, and my heart raced. Even as time moves forward, the warmth, the whispers, they remain untouched. The glow of that day, the thrill of that love, still blooming inside my heart. Beautiful love always blooms like a flower. Ours blossomed in the most radiant way. That street, that alley, that little cafe, all of them will remember our love. Beautiful love always blooms like a flower, turning page by page into precious memories. Every moment I spent with you, they were the most beautiful days of my life. Every moment I spent with you, they were the most beautiful days of my life. The brightest season of all. I stood there without an umbrella, drenched, completely soaked in the rain. Under a blocked, endless sky, two people stood, facing each other in silence. What should I say? Where should I go? Doing nothing that words fin, the raindrops fall, dissolving into the water, pooling beneath our feet. You hesitated, reaching out your hand. I already knew deep down, but I couldn't take it lightly. No, maybe I wanted to take your hand, pretending to forgive you. But instead, I said nothing, I did nothing, standing still like a statue, letting the rain drench every part of me. When you tried to speak, I placed my hand over your lips. Enough, enough, calming my trembling heart. I leaned against your chest for a moment, then I pulled away, slowly, slowly turning I were over. I lost my way. You remained, I walked away. That day the rain poured, and everything ended. That day, everything shattered into nothing. What were you going to say? What were you struggling to say back then? Did I already know? Enough. I turned away as if I knew everything, but what was I really feeling? The only thing I remember is the loud sound of your heartbeat echoing in the storm. That day I wandered through the pouring rain, and for a long time after I burned with fever. That day the rain fell, the world collapsed, you and I were over. I lost my way, you remained, I walked away. That day the rain poured, and everything ended. That day, everything shattered into nothing. On days like this, when the rain pours and the wind howls, I remember that day. On nights like this, when the streets are empty and a sad song plays, I think of you. What were you going to say? Time heals everything. Love, fever, heartbreak, pain. But still, what were you struggling to say that day? The scent of warm bread welcomes me. Soft flour dust dancing in the golden light. A small bakery on a quiet street where hands knead dreams into dough. Not a grand career, not a high-rise office, but here among the lows and laughter. I find something steady, something real, something that feels like home. Needing shaping, waiting, watching the rise, feeling the warmth. Every loaf a quiet promise, every morning a brand new start. Strangers come, smiles exchanged, the simple joy of giving, of sharing. A child's delight in a fresh baked roll, an old man's comfort in a familiar taste. Not a hurried life, not restless ambition, but here in the rhythm of rising dough. I feel at peace, I feel alive, a slow dream taking shape. Needy shaping, waiting, watching the rise, feeling the warmth. Every loaf a quiet promise, every morning a brand new start. Maybe someday on a hilltop road, a bakery of my own, with a door always open, the scent of fresh bread filling the air, and a life built on simple joys. The scent of warm bread welcomes me. Soft flour dust dancing in the golden light. Maybe, just maybe, Before I knew it, I became skilled at baking. Every morning the warm scent fills the air. People come from afar just to taste my bread, pouring warmth into the dough, waiting patiently as it slowly rises. I realize that baking bread is truly an act of sharing the heart. Flour comes to life in my hands. A touch of care adds warmth as the scent of baking fills the air. I know that this moment makes me happiest. One day, a stranger walked in, not striking, but with quiet sincerity. Every day, at the same time, in the same place, he waited for his warm coffee and freshly baked bread. Just another customer, but his gentle words, his quiet kindness left a small warmth in my heart. Like bread, my feelings slowly began to rise. At the same time, in the same place, a heart was shared through the warmth of bread. Without I found myself waiting for him. Perhaps this small space was bringing us together. That day, as the church bells rang at sunset, he softly reached for my hand. Will you walk this life with me? And in that moment, my heart answered silently, like bread. My heart slowly rose, a warm touch gently seeped into me. Perhaps, just perhaps, this man is my fate. Yes, I like this. Shall we open a bakery on a hill full of sunflowers? Yes, I like this. Shall we share freshly baked bread together? A gentle breath, tiny hands, a gift of love nestled in my arms. The sound of my childhood's laughter sways with the wind, embracing me completely, like a murmuring melody, like a soft spring breeze. Cries fill the room without rest. Sometimes I frown in exhaustion, but one look into those eyes and all my weariness melts away. I see a new world. Morning sunlight spills across the floor. Gentle footsteps wake me from my sleep. Love woven into lullabies and whispers. He sings for me and our child, sending him off in the morning, welcoming him home in the evening, feeding, holding, laughing together. Time flows softly and peacefully. Pictures of my child make me smile. A small voice calling out, and even through tears the crying suddenly stops. My heart fills with warmth. Dance in the breeze. With each blooming petal, my love grows layer by layer. How beautiful this world is. Each day unfolds like a quiet song, every note etched in love and time. As the seasons pass and our child grows, I feel my heart expanding with it. Yes, I love this. Yes, the whispers of spring fill the air. Yes, love is quietly growing here. Yes, I love this so much. I do. The house is quiet, laughter fades away. Even when familiar footsteps echo, I no longer listen eagerly. We have grown distant. My child now has a world of her own. Her laughter belongs to friends, not home. Even my love spends more time away, buried in work, chasing endless ambitions. I stand here somewhere in between, not truly alone, yet feeling invisible. On a hill where sunflowers bloom, a small bakery bustling with tiny hands in the morning. The warmth of fresh bread, the scent of hope, a place where my dreams could come true. I have no one to talk to. I speak to the unyielding walls, but words are swallowed into silence, disappearing into emptiness. Kneading flour with my hands, shaping my thoughts with my fingers, hoping the warmth will reach the corners of my heart. This house still holds memories, yet they slowly lose their meaning, lost somewhere between yesterday and tomorrow. If I could paint a new beginning, who would I become? On a hill where sunflowers bloom, a small bakery glows golden at dusk. The warmth of fresh bread, the scent of hope, a place where my dreams could come true. Dreams scatter like flour in the air, landing softly on my hands before fading away. If I take a step forward, if I let go for a moment, could I turn these dreams into reality? On a hill where sunflowers bloom, a cozy yet fulfilling bakery bathed in golden light. The warmth of fresh bread, the scent of hope, a place watching the wind return with traces of my simple dreams. I hastily wipe the moisture from my hands. Wiping the moisture from my hands. Drifting through days without direction, lost between the walls of this home and the edge of my bed, watching the world inside me grow distant. Then one day I finally spoke my heart. I expected silence and indifference, but instead warm laughter me, and their words carried a gentle warmth. Mom, it suits you perfectly, she said. With bright expectant eyes, she wrapped her arms around me. You always dreamed of this, he said so naturally, and in their voices I found my way through long of kneading and dreaming. The scent of flowers soaked into my hands. The emptiness no longer lingers. Now I know where I belong. Like dough rising with warmth, hope settles deep within my heart. No longer just a dream, but about to create. Mom, it suits you perfectly, she said. With bright expectant eyes, she wrapped her arms around me. You always dreamed of this, he said so naturally, and in their voices I found my dream. From a path that once led me far away, I return. No more hesitation, no more wandering. The doubts that once chained me to fear have faded. Now I hear the sound of a dream coming closer, a small yet precious dream. On a hill where sunflowers bloom, a little bakery welcomes the world with open doors. Warm bread, warm hearts, a place where my dreams finally belong. Far away, then close again, I pray beneath the golden sunflower lit sky. Once uncertain, now unwavering, thank you, I have finally come home. Hush, I'm busy now. I am the warm-hearted owner of this bakery. On breezy days, the air is filled with the scent of flowers. Every morning, I start the day with my favorite song, as the sweet melody melts into the aroma of fresh bread. Sit here, you on this side, and our little princess over there. Oh look, friends are gathering, their faces bright with joy. Kneading the dough, waiting, watching it rise. Each loaf holds my touch and the warmth of my heart. Every piece of bread carries a small story, and this bakery is reborn anew every day. Come on in, come to our
coffee. Today my daughter's friends are coming over. Tomorrow my husband's colleagues will gather and chat. This small space, once a place where I close myself off, has now become the source of my deepest happiness. Along to Zier's songs, the warm oven greets me like an old friend. Even as time flows, some things never change, like the peaceful melody that fills this space. Come on in, come to our bakery. Whenever you feel lonely or way down, just come by. Breathe in the scent of freshly baked bread and take a moment to rest with a warm cup of coffee. As evening falls, the sunflowers glow in the sunset. I close the oven and sit by the window to unwind. This isn't just a small bakery, it's a vast and beautiful world where my heart belongs.